Good morning, everybody. We're up to about 15 people. We're going to go ahead and wait till everyone's here. If you could, just a reminder, make sure that you've got your video on. Put your first and last name, please, in the chat so that I know who it is. Or not in the chat. Sorry, don't put in the chat. Just make sure on your participants page that your whole name's on there. And happy Friday to you. Guys have almost made through a whole nother week of this virtual thing. I know it's not easy, but I hope you're starting to feel a little more comfortable with the whole situation. I'm just taking attendance as I give people a little bit more time here to get in. I'm going to ask you to get out your reading questions from yesterday over Athens. Okay, reading questions out over the city-state of Athens, please. If you have no clue what those are, those were what was due this morning at 8:30. They are located under modules on 827. So let's go ahead and get that out. All right. We are short quite a few today. All right, we'll see what happens here. Okay. What I want to do is we're going to start talking a little bit about the city-state of Athens, it being one of the more unique cultural centers of the world and something that was copied many, many times after. So this is going to lead us into a discussion of kind of cultural values and the difference between the Athenians and the Spartans and really what we think is more valuable in the idea of discipline and organization or freedom of thought and participation. Okay, so I've still got a few people with their video off. Yeah, I know it's early. It's early for me too. I haven't been getting to bed on time. My kid's been screaming at night, so I get it. But let's see those pretty faces. All right. Go ahead and share my screen here just in a second. And gotta find it. Yeah. All right. Here's what I want to do. We're going to take a few moments to go over the questions that we didn't get in class. So I believe we got to question number 4. So we're going to use, I'm going to have you guys participate. Just go through your own answers. We'll have a little bit of discussion and then we'll move on. So I'm going to need you guys to use the participant function where we do this by a raise of the hand. And I need some new people to really start participating. I don't understand. A lot of you have turned your homework in and whatnot, and then you refuse to answer the question. We're all in this boat together, guys. So considering it came straight from the reading, you probably got the answer correct. And my guess is you are, I guess, maybe shy or bashful. You don't want to participate on the video thing, but you're probably correct. So give it a shot. All right. All right, so let's look at question number 5 then. What did the polis mean to the Athenian? Kanan.
Like everything, like it's really important to them, and they're supposed to like participate in it.
Can you say that a little louder? I'm just having trouble hearing you. Sorry.
It's really important to them, and they're supposed to participate and like help it grow.
All right, so it was very important to them, and they were expected to participate. Good. Everybody who participates and raises their hand and shares the answer, I'm going to put a star by your name and add 2 points to your homework for this week. Okay, the quiz for delay got delayed to next Friday, so it'll be a double quiz next Friday. All right, good job. Thank you. Let's go to question 6 then. How did the Athenian male, sorry, I should say how did the educated Athenian male, or how was the Athenian male educated, and what were his duties to his polis? Zariah.
Athenian men were educated by trying to develop their mental, moral, and physical self. His duties to his polis were to limit oneself to money making, which was considered unworthy.
Okay, can you say that one more time, just a little bit slower? Mental, moral, and what was the last one?
Physical self.
Okay, so mental, moral, and physical. That means that they're trying to train men to learn the difference between right and wrong. And then they're also trying to train them physically as well, but not just physically, mentally also. What were his duties to the polis? Can you say that again?
His duties to his polis were to limit oneself to money making, which was considered unworthy.
Okay, so it wasn't just about making money. It was also about participating in the polis. Okay, good. All right, let's go to 7 then. In what ways other than military training were Athenian boys trained? Okay, we need somebody else here. Thank you, Zariah. Ethan.
Athenian.
We can't hear you. Are you on mute? Ethan? Ethan, we can't hear you.
Oh, they're trained in gymnastics, grammar, and music. Athenian boys were.
All right, gymnastics, grammar, and music. So, at a time 2,400 plus years ago, they're being trained how to produce music and also how to read and write. Okay, pretty important skills still here in the 2021 century. Okay, or in the year, what are we, 2020? Yeah. All right. Then the fact that they were trained in more than just fighting showed you again what the Athenians valued. Let's go to number 8. How were women treated differently than males in Athenian culture? Olivia, I got you up next.
They weren't taught. They had little formal education, but they were taught housekeeping skills and like how to raise children.
Okay, so they didn't get the same type of education. Their education centered on housekeeping skills. So were they equal to men? Olivia, were they equal to men?
No.
No. So it's still a patriarchal city-state. Okay, let's go to number 9 then. What was the Ephebic Oath? Maritza.
The Phoebic Oath was an oath to protect the city and its gods.
All right, so they had to take this oath called the Ephebic Oath and saying that they were going to be loyal to their city-state. What age was that at?
18.
Okay, so essentially the same age that we consider an adult, right? 18, they got to take this oath. Good. All right, let's go to 10. How was the Athenian citizen expected to participate in the government then? I'm looking for the share of hands. Francesca.
They would be able to vote and sometimes speak at assemblies.
All right. So as we talked about on Tuesday in class, I think Tuesday or maybe Wednesday, one of the days, Wednesday probably. So they were expected to vote and they were expected to participate if they were chosen by lot. Okay, good. All right. 11. What was important about Draco's law code? Okay, 11. What was the importance of Draco's law code? Kanan, you already participated. I need somebody else to jump in. And I'm waiting for a hand to raise. Somebody wake up. Come on. All right, Luke.
The death penalty was put in.
Okay. Why is that? Why would that be important? We talked about it was draconian law. We talked about the word draconian means the other day. Why is that important though, Luke?
Because it's not in ink but blood.
Okay, yeah. So think about it this way. Let's say you have beef with someone in your neighborhood or in your apartment complex. Okay, you just go over and you kill them. Is that the correct way to solve an issue?
No.
No, it really isn't. Nowadays, if you had a problem and they wronged you, you could go get a lawyer and you could sue them. Say that they committed a crime against you. And then it would go to public court and, it would be heard by a judge. Okay? So this isn't that, even though the law code was strict, it was in the direction of a fair law code and something that helped them to at least have organization. Okay, does that make sense to you guys? So you don't just go out again, grab a shotgun out of your garage and deal with it. You actually have a court. Okay, and then there's a trial. Trial by jury is pretty important. Okay, good. All right, let's go to 12 then. What changes did Solon make to the Athenian government? We went over this the other day. Zariah, you've already participated. Luke, you've already participated. I need someone who has not participated yet. Come on, folks. Wake up. What changes did Solon? Solon's code, we talked about it already. How did he change the Athenian government? Zariah, you already participated. You already got your points. Somebody who needs points. Ben.
Didn't he make it so every man was admitted into the assembly?
All right, so every man who is considered a citizen got to be part of the assembly. Okay, so that was essentially the whole move towards the democracy. Good. All right, how many people got to participate in this whole Athenian democracy? Davion.
20,000.
Okay, about 20,000 people. That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Sounds like a lot, but in reality, there was 140,000 people or so living in the city, so it wasn't everybody. Not like everyone got to vote. Okay, good. 14. Why was Athens not a true democracy? Francesca, I know you already participated. Davion, you already participated. Let me get somebody else. We're down to the nitty gritty here. Everyone who has participated already has 2 points extra credit. Who else wants it? Why was Athens not a true democracy? Looking for hands. I got Vivian, Ian. Ian, what do you got?
Is it because they had like I think it was 500, or not 500, but they had to elect general officials who made decisions.
Well, that would be like a republic, so representation. But you were on the right track. The whole idea of the 500, the idea that it was what we call sortition, the random sorting out of 500 people. But that's one reason. The other one then is the fact that you had to be a landowner. You had to be had to have served in the army for 10 years or 12 years. You had to have taken the Ephebic oath. You had to be male. If females had no opportunity, slaves had no chances to vote. So that's not a true democracy. A democracy means when everyone has a chance. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, last but not least here. What was a typical day like for the Athenian upper class male? What did their day look like? Need one other person here to jump in. Come on. We've almost made it. Period 1. You got 8 people absent. Come on, someone jump in. What was the typical day like for the Athenian upper class male? See some people who did their homework who can get some extra credit. Come on. All right, Brendan.
Eating.
Okay. Good. What else? Is there anything else you picked up in the reading? They did go out of the house to eat at night. Sometimes they went to restaurants. That's good. What else, Wesley?
They will work.
Okay, and pick up on anything else? Help us out here. We're gonna need some help on this one. What else? What else were they expected to do? Davion.
They would attend assembly and law courts.
So say that a little louder for us.
They would attend the assembly and law courts.
Yeah, so they had to attend assembly, they had to go to law courts, and then when there were festivals, they were expected to participate. They were expected to go to plays. They were expected to go down to the agora and discuss what happened that day in the assembly. And so because they had slaves, they didn't have to do all the work at their house, and their wives took care of their house and the education of the children, maybe a tutor. So men just participated in the government. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to try to do. You've got your packet and you've got the questions now here. So some of you did this. I already noticed. I looked at a few assignments. Some of you did not. But let's think about what made Athens a strong culture, and then what made them a weak culture. And let's sum up some bullet points here. So in the text box, okay, on the chat function, what I would like you to do is type in either weak or strong, why you think they were weak or strong. Okay, do that now, please. All right. So if you guys didn't write this down last night, all of you guys are, all of you are right on. Okay. Powerful military, and that part of the military that was strongest was the Navy. The Navy allowed them to have this empire that stretched over a bunch of islands. Okay. Exactly. Their education system, the fact that they educated the whole mind and not just in one type of education, which was military based. Good. Although it was limited to males, maybe that could be a weakness too. Their government system, good job. Draco's Code and Salon's Code for sure. Their bravery, the Ephebic Oath, the fact that they had to pledge loyalty. And then the weaknesses. Okay, let's look at some weaknesses. So Davion said even though they were a direct democracy, not everyone was allowed to vote. I think we would agree that is a weakness. Somebody already said it. The women don't get as equal of education. Is there anything else that we could question? Say maybe this wasn't the strongest idea. Okay, in the event of divorce, the men had all the rights, really. And so, again, the lack of rights for women. Xenophobic, patriarchal, and strict laws. Ethan, can you explain what that means? Unmute. Why are you using big words like xenophobic?
Xenophobic basically means it's like they're like, it's kind of like you're like, kind of like racist and sexist, or it's all like an umbrella term for all of those. Basically, you just don't like people who aren't like you. Patriarchal is like when a male-dominated society, and obviously strict laws are strict laws.
Yeah, and xenophobic typically refers to the fact that you don't like anybody that is not like you. And so the civilization that we talk about that was mostly xenophobic up to about 1800, in the 1800s, was China. They always thought that they were the leading economy in the world and they were afraid of outsiders. Japan was the same way up until 1886. So let's look at other ones here. Only upperclassmen able to vote. Men had to serve in the military until they were 60. That's a long time. Okay, so you guys I think you get the idea. Now, here's what I want to do. On your guys' chat function, do I have enabled for you to to vote, put a thumbs up or thumbs down? Do you guys see that on the bottom? Is that
No.
not there? Okay, that's all right. I see everybody saying no. Here's what I want you guys to do. In the chat box, if you think their strengths were better than their weaknesses, I want you to just put strong. If you think their weaknesses were stronger than their strengths, put weak. Let's take a vote here, okay? Throw them in the chat box. Let's see what you guys think. Do it now, please. You can't play Switzerland on this, Ethan. No neutral. All right, so looking at the people that are participating, we have 1 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, 6 to 1, 7 to 1, 8 to 1, 9 to 1, 10 to 1, 10 to 2, 11 to 2, 12 to 2, 13 to 2, 14 to 2, 14 to 3, 15 3 of the people, 16 3. So most of you agree, despite some of the weaknesses, the Athenians were quite strong, okay, in their sense of their own culture. And at the time, because every other civilization was a patriarchy, that is basically, that's pretty common, okay? Also, the whole concept of war, you had to be able to fight in these early civilizations. So that makes sense too. Okay, good. All right, good discussion. I'm going to move on here. So we've been meeting for about 20 plus minutes or so. I recognize I've been going way long in our meetings. And so your homework or class activity, if you can get it done today, is for you to, oh, I gotta go this way with that. Go to modules. Okay, go down to week number 5. That's the week that we're in. And you're going to see the Spartan reading this time, which is right here. And you're going to see the Spartan reading questions. Okay, this is going to set us up for a debate, which we'll pick sides on Monday in class, and then we'll have a discussion. Okay, so you need to use the reading, 828 reading, which says Sparta PDF. Use that to answer the questions. Then you need to upload them by 7:30 on Monday morning. Notice the questions from last night. I only had 45 people submit it. So I just went over all the answers. If you want to turn it in late, again, for up to 80% credit, I would encourage you to turn that in as a submission this period. Okay? I do have to put your midterm grades in here this afternoon or Sunday night. So whenever I get a chance to do it, or Monday morning. So those are 2 reminders for you. Other than that, have a great weekend. And again, make sure you read over Sparta and answer the same reading questions, okay? Those of you who are on your phone the whole time now, I'm hoping you're actually listening so you're not missing assignments and hurting your grade, okay? All right, thanks for your participation. I will go ahead and stop the share and sit here if you have any questions. If not, you are more than welcome to leave and do your work independently.
Bye, Mr. B.
All right, have a good weekend. Thanks. See ya.
So on Skyward, I have a notification that says I have a missing assignment, but I hadn't switched from AP history to here.
Okay.
And you did say I could quiz 1 and 2 as like just to see where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I did do it, but it says it's missing on Skyward.
Well, I don't get them. It doesn't tell me when you take it. Like, I have no clue that you took it.
Oh yeah, I didn't do very good because I wasn't in the class. But
Yeah, so I will go ahead and to Skyward and excuse those now.
okay,
Okay,
thank you.
you're welcome.